And here we are. It's been a little bit here. Just been working a lot, getting stuff done, and so here I am. Here I'm back. We're actually working on a new podcast logo, and yeah, everything's going pretty good. Um, but other than that, not much going on. Been watching a lot of fights. And that KO last night, I gotta say, with Derek Lewis, that was probably one of the best fight moments I've seen live. Just because I knew it was coming, and I was like, there's no way this guy's not gonna knock him out. And boom, it just happened like right into the second round, and I was like, I fucking knew it. Like, and I didn't want to turn my head during the fight because I knew that things like that could happen at any second when Derek Lewis is fighting. So when it happened, I was like, I'm very happy I wasn't looking away. Bailey was looking away, and she ended up not seeing it actually happen right in the moment, and she was very upset. She was like, I can't believe I missed it. But yeah, that's the thing with these fights is anything can happen at any second, and the moment you start seeing, some wobbling or whatever, you see these knockouts and it's wild. But yeah, so that happened yesterday. I watched the entire prelims. I watched the whole card. It's actually really, really, really fun yesterday watching that. And well, what did I want to talk about today? I don't know. There's just been a lot of bullshit going on the internet right now. And Texas was frozen for the last week. So crazy weather shit going on. And I swear, every time that I start recording, and 2 minutes ago, before I started recording, Storm was not snoring. And now that I'm talking, she decides to snore. It's almost like she wants to be in it for sure. But it kills me. Every time I want to record, she has to come fall asleep right next to you. I don't know what that means. I wonder what that is about her, If there's some sort of like primal instinct to be around your master as they talk about nonsense. I mean, nothing I say on here really means anything. I'm not making any big speeches. I'm not even getting paid for this, I'm just talking shit. So what do you have to do with that, Storm? What do you have to show up every time and just start snoring? She's just here to tell me that it sucks. That's what she's doing. She's like, if you were interesting, if you were funny, if you actually did something, maybe I wouldn't be snoring through your whole fucking show. Oh, she's trying my life right now with the snore, honestly. But yeah. And let's take a look here. Let's take a look at what's trending. Let's talk some trash here. Let's go on Twitter. By the way, today is Sunday, the 21st. It's a short month, so make sure you make your monies before the end of that 28th there. It'll sneak up on you. Alrighty, so here's what's trending. I guess number one right now. Oh, wait, that's the For You page. A Zelda game. I guess it's just the 35th anniversary of the game. Jesus Christ. They're still making them. Do they even make like Tetris anymore? Those classics don't exist. Although Tetris sucked. I mean, I guess it was a good time if you were stuck on a plane or something back in the day. Or if you were, I don't know, if you got a little McDonald's toy that was Tetris. That's not a bad McDonald's toy. That's top tier. But if you got a PlayStation and you're playing Tetris on that, what do you got a PlayStation for? I remember I used to play Pac-Man on the PlayStation. They made like a really good high-end graphic Pac-Man, but it was still arcade style, and it just, I don't know. It was a fun, addictive kind of setup, but you could play that, or you could play fucking God of War, you know? And it's a whole different experience. You're utilizing the console to its highest potential when you play those big titles. Let's see. What else is trending on here? Michigan, Ohio State. I don't know nothing about this. How do you keep up with a sport your whole life? You know? I mean, like to not even like a legendary kind of thing, like just like when the off season's off, you know? I'm a typical viewer. So when sports are good is when I watch. But for you to dedicate your life to a team that's just been sucking forever and ever, and you just watch every season, and you keep up, it's almost like, I don't know, you got to invest your time in something else if your team's not making it. But who knows? Who am I to judge here? You can watch whatever the hell you want. They got the sports channel for a reason, you know? Basketball I understand, but I guess that's just my preference. I like basketball TV. It's exciting. But imagine keeping up with golf, and you're a fan of like the 8th best golfer, and that's what you keep up with. That's what you keep up with. It's like, oh, you know who? You know what? Let's look this up. Who is the 8th ranked golfer in the world? Patrick Cantlay. Patrick Cantlay. Let's see what this guy looks like. Sounds very white. American professional golfer. Yeah, you're not. This is literally just a regular ass man. He could be at Target. And this dude is checking you out. I feel like golf is one of those sports where if you're not in the top 3 at all, then you're just not making much money, you know? It's like, oh, I'm the 8th best golfer in the world, but I'm part-time at Starbucks just to kind of, you know, I got to pay the Jeep somehow. Net worth. Let's take a look at his net worth. Oh, shit. I'm talking shit here. I think I'm a moron. I am a moron. This guy's worth $15 million. Who knows? Maybe I'll get the subscription to Topgolf. I might be the next Happy Gilmore. Who knows? Let me fix the mic here. Sorry about that. But man, this is just the ignorant podcast, isn't it? Storm's not snoring though. Let's take a look. What else is trending here? I guess people are playing Ocarina of Time. Huh. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go get myself a Zelda game. That's how I'll spoil myself for the Switch. Apparently that one's supposed to be very good. I don't know. Let's see. Are we gonna make this a gaming podcast today? Let's see. Zelda Breath of the Wild. I guess that's the big one, right? Action adventure game. Okay. $20 at Walmart. Is this how? Oh, for a poster. Jesus Christ. Who's paying $20 for a video game poster? I'll tell you guys. I haven't played a game. Well, I've been playing Pokemon on the DS, but I don't think that really counts. You know? That's not a full gaming experience like Zelda's Breath would be, you know? Zelda's Wild Breath. That's what they should have called it. But Pokemon's pretty fun, you know? It's a simple little game. It's in a little arcade game, you know? And I've been playing that while I work. Whenever it gets slow, I'll just pull out the DS and start playing that. And I don't know, though. Maybe Zelda's the way to go. Have a real full-on gaming experience with that and see how that goes. But I haven't played a real game like Call of Duty or God of War or something like that. I haven't played in almost 6 months or something like that, you know, which is going to sound like, oh wow, that's it. You know, like I've gone years without playing video games. You know, that's for some people, but as someone who calls themselves a gamer for most of their childhood and, you know, young adulthood, I guess, and to not play for such expanded, you know, periods of time, you kind of miss out on the games, which I'm just, the main reason I haven't played really, and it's so stupid, is that I'm afraid of the update that I'm going to have when I turn my PlayStation on. That's how terribly annoyed I get with technology, that I know that when I press that thing and it goes beep and the PlayStation turns on, all I'm going to do is sit and wait for 5 hours. And by the end of the 5 hours where the console's been updating, I'm not going to even want to try and play at that point. And who knows how long I'll go. I guess I should set it up maybe like overnight. That way when I wake up the next day, it's ready. But it's just such a annoying process because I got to plug it in right now and all that. And it's just, I don't know. That's like the main reason. But also I've been busy with work and this and just trying to get shit done that isn't gaming. Because I'll say this as well. As much as I love, games and stuff, they really do take up hours and hours of your time. I remember in the middle of quarantine when Call of Duty, what is that called? When Warzone was the big thing to be on, I was playing like 10, 12 hours a day. And it was like, well, I mean, we're all stuck in here. If you go outside, you'll die, according to the news. And I'm getting paid right now, so fuck it. Why not play, Call of Duty like I'm 16 again? And I don't regret it at all. I do wish I had paid more attention to other hobbies during quarantine. But I did make some Call of Duty videos, and, that was definitely fun. And that was something I wanted to do for a very long time. But I could have done so much more if I wasn't on those games. And I don't know. I didn't end up like Cartman from South Park. I wasn't, Bailey wasn't holding a bin behind me so I can take a dump or anything. But yeah, it really does take up so much of your time. And the thing is, the time of the day that you play, it more so will take away from your sleep than your productive hours, because you're still going to go to work and you're still going to do what you got to do. But during quarantine, there was no other option. You had to just entertain yourself. And so instead of playing maybe 4 hours, which to a lot of people that's still a ton of time, but when you compare it to 12 hours, 4 hours is definitely a better way to go. Instead of playing maybe 4 hours from 10 at night to 2 a.m., which is pretty much the prime time to play, you would play from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And I remember in high school going to bed at like 5 or 6 in the morning, waking up at 5 and 4, maybe 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and then getting back on and playing. This was like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 era, that summer. Absolutely insane. Like, people get addicted to this, and to think that I was like, cuz I was in it, but there's people that are in it way worse than I could ever be. And that is what's insane to me, is that there's people that I'm sure there's 24-hour Twitch streams that I don't watch Twitch. I've never Twitch streamed myself or anything, although, who knows what could happen. But there's people that do, full on, you're just on there all day, and, for the most part, they're making good money. So who knows? Maybe that is a way. Twitch streams is like I guess it's like the only guy. It's like a cam guy. Because no one's really watching cam guys jerking off. So it's like, I guess they're good at video games. So maybe that's worth streaming. but yeah. Anyway, let's move along here. I'm over here boring you guys. Let me actually take a look at how much this game costs. Target. That's where I would definitely buy games. That is Target. It's a $50 game. Jesus. Who knows? Who knows what decision I will make later? Hopefully I make the right one and not spend $50 on this. But let's see what else is trending here. I guess posting pictures of your dying grandparents' hand is trending, That's definitely something I've been seeing a lot of on the internet. Is a really old, wrinkly, you can tell it's a very cold hand in the hands of like the poster, whoever's posting the picture has to take the picture of the grandparents' dying hand. And that's absolutely what the grandparents want. They want to spend quality time with their dying, or, they want to spend quality time as they're dying with their loved ones. And all the loved ones are doing is exploiting them for Instagram likes or Facebook clout. That always drove me a little crazy, seeing that on Facebook. And actually, as of recently, I don't want to be one of those types of people that announces that they're getting off of social media, or those fucking morons that they tweet out getting off Twitter for mental health. Goodbye world or something like that. And it's like, if you really wanted to get out of it, you wouldn't be tweeting this right now. You'd be off and you wouldn't care what people thought. It's not something to announce. But since I'm on a podcast, I guess I'll talk about this. I'm getting I got off of Facebook recently just to kind of help, because I've definitely been on that platform a little bit too much recently. And so that's a thing. And yeah, so it's just like one thing that I noticed on Facebook, and I saw this even just along like the last day that I used it, which it wasn't even that long. It was like just a bit over a week. And someone had posted their grandparents' hand with the medical little wristband, and that just drove me insane. I've seen it before a lot of times, but to still be submitting those sort of posts online, that's just absurd. If I saw my grandchild, if I'm dying, I'm over here, I have like 67 breaths left, let's call it that. It's like, oh, okay. But I'm taking long, paced breaths. I'm going, I got like 67 more of those, which is, not a lot of time. Let's say that, and your grandchild comes up to you. They're like, "Oh, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm going to miss you." You don't know you're dying right then and there, but let's say that's happening. They're talking to you. The doctor's like, "The the young man doesn't the young man, the old man doesn't have much time. He's got like 67 breaths left, so say what you got to say." And you pull out your phone, grab my fucking hand. I can't even really like lift it out of your hand, like, cuz if I could yank my hand out of yours, I would have, but I was dying, I didn't have the strength. So I was pretty much taken hostage for your Instagram post. And you're over here posting paragraphs about how much you're going to miss me when it's like, I'm the one who you should be telling that to. You're apologizing about things you did throughout our life on Instagram, but I didn't even hear it from you. And I'm dead. But because your friend from 7th grade who follows you liked it, you feel valid from that sort of thing, because you're seeing comments from your aunt saying, "Oh, he was so strong," kind of thing. And posting that sort of stuff, like, I would understand if you posted it as maybe like a beautiful picture of the person. That I totally understand. But don't post a picture of them in the hospital bed, or especially not of just their dying hand. They got the room number on the fucking thing. You got people showing up to the room afterwards. It's like, "Oh, this is his wristband. Michael is staying at the Weenie Palmer Children's Hospital." Weenie Hut Jr., or Weenie Hut General, I should say. And you're going to have people showing up at my Weenie Hut General room just because they found out where I was staying because you posted a picture of my wristband on Snapchat. You got nurses telling people not to come. Come on. Can't exploit your dying, parents or grandparents for Reddit likes. It's just not right. And keep doing it if you're going to do it. It's still funny to me. I do think it's a little messed up, but I still think it's kind of entertaining to see. So if you were thinking of doing it today, let's say you're visiting someone, which to that I would say good luck to them and good luck to your family. But also, if you're going to post a picture of their dying hand, just to prove my point, please do it, because it'll only make this argument more valid. I wonder if there's ever been anything said about this. Taking pictures, let's see, taking pictures of dying relatives. Let's see, for Facebook. I guess no one's really talking about this, but it is a problem. They'll post a picture of anyway. I'm gonna keep going off on this stupid rant. Not that it matters, but that's definitely something that always annoyed me on Facebook. And I don't know, just taking a break off of it. We'll see what happens if I get on it again. If I don't, who knows? Instagram, I'm also thinking about hopping off of for a little bit just to see how that helps my production. And being stuck on sort of, because if you don't notice it, here's the thing: you don't notice you're addicted to social media until you don't have it, and then you don't have a choice to use it. So it's like, if I do delete all these things, I'll have to do something else with my time. Because let's say you're sitting on the toilet, or you just woke up, but you don't have anything else to do in the day. You don't have a reason to get up, and you just scroll through your phone. Or let's say you're trying to go to bed. That's like probably the most popular time that people go on social media, and you're scrolling for what seems like 5 minutes, but let's say there's another 5 minute video, and then another article that takes you 7 minutes to read, and then another 6 minute video, and then 40 TikToks that some you watch over and over. That all that time accumulated together will add up to hours in the week that you could have spent, and your phone tells you to, or I should say your phone tells you to. It'll tell you how many hours you've been on the phone, like screen time wise, and it'll tell you like 17. Let's say you're crazy on your phone, 17 hours a week. 17 hours a week looking at a screen, that's a lot of time. 6 hours a week, maybe not that much time, but it's like, let's take a look at my screen time. I'm gonna be open with you guys and really show you what I'm about, because this is the time to be honest with yourself. Okay. Daily average is 4 hours and 50 minutes. That is absolutely absurd. So let's say times 7. Let's see, daily average. Let's call that 5 hours. That's 35 hours a week. That's a whole other job. Holy shit. This is absurd. This is absolutely insane. I can't believe this. And I know there's people with way more time than me, but I know there's people with way less time than me. And I'm sure they're probably advancing a little bit better. Let's see. Let's look it up. Average daily phone time. Jesus, I am well above that average. They're saying it's 2.5 hours. But then, okay, here's some facts. Most mobile phone users check their phones up to 63 times a day. Americans spend an average of screen time of 5.4 hours on their mobile phones daily. Okay, so then I am under the average. There are 272.6 million smartphone users in America. And those are the ones using it correctly. There's still like another, I guess they're counting how many smartphones, are being used. But how many are we just giving to like a baby? Is that in that number? Social media is responsible for 2 hours and 24 minutes of global internet time spent online. 13% of millennials spend over 12 hours on their phones daily. Holy crap. Okay, now that, I'm definitely not in that percentile. 13%? Those are the people that are tweeting about, I don't know, canceling people. The people that cancel people are on their phones 12 hours a day. Most people check their phones around 63 times a day. Okay. Baby boomers spend 5 hours using their phones. Millennials spend 48 hours or 48 minutes texting every day. Jesus. I don't like to text that much. And in a lot of my friends, they have like these group chats, and they'll give me shit for not replying and stuff, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, I just didn't check, which makes me, like a douchebag. But also, I just don't want to text a lot. Like, I can't keep up with how much some of it can be. And for tons of people, it wouldn't even be that much. But personally, if I have to text you and the conversation doesn't end in less than 5 texts, then it should be a phone call, you know? And a phone call is so much better than a text because you can understand the person better. You read the emotion better. You can actually have a real conversation. Or even better now with FaceTime, you can see the person, which that is even better. But if you're just talking and you're texting for hours, what the hell are you talking about? Are you having a debate? Are you texting each other about foreign policy? What are you doing? Are you texting each other pictures of your dying grandparents' hands? Is that what? I don't know. There's no reason to text for that long. Now, if it's kind of like a fun chat and you're just throwing random memes in there and whatever, I guess that's whatever. But if you're just texting all day, which I remember when I was in middle school and up, texting all day long, because it was the thing to do. When my I guess my older siblings had it a little bit worse than me because they were able to have phones back when the Sidekick and BlackBerry were the big phones, and all you did was text. And now I guess it's still a thing, but it's only change. It's not. The only way it's going to change from there if there's a lazier way to talk to people. Which, who knows? Maybe Neuralink is going to do that. Maybe we're going to be able to think text and send it, through the internet from my brain over to anyone's brain that I have in my, I guess, neurological contact list. And, I can ask, what dinner is going to be. Like, where are we going to go for dinner? I just got to think it during my work day, and it'll be sent. And I wonder how instantly you'll get a response. The thing about Neuralink is, though, if it really works, you're never going to be able to really lie about it. Like, let's say you say, oh, I didn't get your text, or I didn't see your text. Well, with Neuralink, if it's just a voice in your head, it's like, what, you were unconscious? Were you asleep? That's the only way you probably, it'll probably still wake you up. If it's in your brain, the possibilities are really endless. If you get a text at like 3 a.m, the Neuralink will probably have like an Elon Musk Siri voice, and it'll say, oh, hey, sleepy. Hey, wakey. You got a text. And that'll wake you up, and it's just like a super faint. It's like it's an outside conscience that's talking to you. And then we all end up like Dr. Octopus or something. Who knows? Maybe that's the route we're going in. Or also, maybe we're just going to have social media in our brain, and that's all it's going to be. But having it outside of your body still should be the move. No one should get these chips. But I guess if it helps with Alzheimer's and there's some medical use to it, I'd be open to the idea, but who knows? Hold on, I'm ordering Krispy Kreme right now. Let's see. Let's publicly state the order here. I definitely want 2 of the raspberry filled, 1 lemon filled, custard filled, and the rest classic. I guess that's two more classic. And two classics. I sound like such a fat ass ordering 6 donuts on the podcast, but I mean, that's how we do it. If you're going to get donuts, if you're going to have one donut, might as well just have 6. Split them throughout the week. Don't eat them all at once. Now, that's what an animal does. That's what your average American animal does, which I won't lie, I have eaten a half dozen donuts in one sitting before. But we're trying to make better decisions in this year, You're not trying to die right away. Maybe die in a little bit, but not right away. But anyway, what were we talking about? Krispy Kreme, posting your grandparents. Let's see here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the news here. WandaVision. Personally, I'm thinking WandaVision's a little overrated right now. Every episode just kind of gets you to a, very intense climax. And then the episode just ends. And then the next episode starts off kind of the same and ends in another climax. But nothing's really... The story has moved along maybe like a couple days in the last 3 episodes, And when I say a couple days, I mean like a couple weeks, really, because nothing's really happening. And there's just like emotional things going on that, I don't know. I guess I've understood them since the beginning. So, spoilers ahead here for anyone who cares. The whole thing with WandaVision is like, so she's like holding on to Vision's death and she doesn't want to admit to it. But it's been like the whole season so far. And she's been confronted a couple times now about it. And it's like, well, what's going to crack this damn egg here? Are we going to move along, or are we going to be stuck in this emotional roller coaster for the next 2 seasons or whatever? And it's, I don't know. I'm not huge into it. The first 3 or 4 episodes, whatever it was, where nothing really happened, but they were just role playing these old timey sitcom shows. That got old very, very quick. I guess it was a little creative, to do it in that way. Or, it doesn't even, I don't even mind the eras that they were in. It was just more of the constant pretending that they really were in that show. And it was kind of like, okay, I understand we're in this universe that she's kind of, they could have revealed that she was trapping everyone from the get-go. Maybe the second episode even would have made sense to do it. Not the first episode. I get that you got to leave some questions here, but 4 or 5 it took half the season. The show got good in the 5th season. Or the 5th, I'm sorry, not the 5th season. That would be catastrophic. In the 5th episode of the first season, and it's like, I guess it starts slow, but I shouldn't be halfway done with your product before I realize I like it. And now that after the 5th episode, I think this is the 6th one now, or maybe the 7th, and it's like, oh, it's just not, it still hasn't gone full on what it could be, personally speaking, from what I think. And I don't know. We'll see what goes on. It's kind of just a little boring. I don't think it's funny at all. I've maybe laughed once or twice throughout the whole show so far. And it's like, I get it. They got to make it family friendly or whatever. But Jesus, you got adults watching this too. You can make this a little something. And the Marvel movies themselves were very good. And to think that the shows are just going to kind of suck so far. WandaVision to me isn't top tier yet. We'll see what happens. That Falcon show, I bet, I'm going to have some feelings about it if it isn't what I think it's going to be, but I guess I just shouldn't have expectations at this point for anything that Disney does. Mandalorian, very, very good. And I'm glad that it took 2 seasons of like there wasn't fan service right away, So at the end of the second season is when you see, and again, spoilers for whoever cares if you haven't watched that, you're kind of way late here, but to see Luke Skywalker and stuff like that, and it not just be fan service and it actually adds to the story, that's really cool. But I mean, Mandalorian, in the beginning of the show, I wasn't really huge into it right away either. And so maybe that's what's going on with WandaVision. Who knows? But so far, Mandalorian's the best thing to come out of Disney Plus. Second to that would be the High School Musical series show. And it's like they're completely polar opposite, forms of entertainment or forms of art. One's a musical, one's a little space western. So it's like, it's cool to see different things come out of Disney that are good, but I just hope they don't turn into a Netflix where everything that comes out is trash. And so far with the movies, I have not been impressed just yet. Mulan was terrible. I've said this many times. Mulan is an 8 for kids, and it's like a 4 for adults. Total trash. And maybe even like a 7 for kids. It wasn't that good for kids at all. It really was just, let's just show you this Mulan from a new perspective. No music. Totally get it. Make it as realistic as you want. But make the acting good. Make the story good. Make the story believable. How did she end up she basically had magical powers, which is it's not what the first original was about. It was about her having the will, to fight. And in this one, she doesn't even train, really. She's just automatically amazing. And that was a huge flaw in the movie, personally speaking. Now, the next movie that came out that was supposed to be big was Soul. Soul was good from an arts perspective. I thought the animation was really cool. I thought the art design was really cool and trippy, from when they were between like Earth and heaven or whatever they want to call that realm. And, artistically, it was a really cool, unique story displayed very beautifully on the screen or whatever you want to say. But it wasn't anything special. It's not a movie that I'm going to remember. It's not a movie, like, I still don't really, like, I could watch the movie again and who knows, excuse me, who knows, I would like it a little bit more, but I wasn't that impressed from the overhype that people had put on it. And yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking. What else is Disney supposed to come out with? Right now I just sound like someone who hates on shit, which is kind of what I do, but it's also, I can't lie to you and tell you that I love Soul when I didn't, Let's see. Let's take a look at the actual streaming platform here. Let's take a look here. Now, the one thing about Disney Plus that I will always love is watching older stuff. Like last night we watched Freaky Friday, like we just had it on, and it was awesome. Like, classic movie, really well made, fun. It gives you nostalgia. This is definitely what Disney Plus is about. so far. But nothing that's new that's come out has blown my mind other than, I mean, not even that much Mandalorian. Mandalorian is good, but it's not the best thing on television. It's no Wicked Tuna. Oh, I can't believe these fishing shows. I was a sucker for what is this called? I'm trying to think. For Deadliest, it wasn't, yeah, it's Deadliest Catch. That's the name of it. And I was a sucker for that. I would watch that after school for like 2 hours every day in like 7th grade. I was like, that is such a cool job. So risky, so the stakes are so high. And it was, displayed to you in a rusty old, Alaskan platter with, you what's this guy's name? Mike Rowe, that's his name. Mike Rowe was doing the commentary. And I don't know, you just felt like you were out there on the ocean catching crab and making 40 bands, but you're really just sitting at home watching the Discovery Channel for 2 hours, and you really should be focusing on your life. And you're just watching these people work this blue collar ass job, drowning, getting smacked in the face by a cage, breaking arms, hitting their heads on the sides of the boat and getting unconscious and drowning out at sea. Then what, you got to turn around and edit that part out? No, they're going to show it to you. And that's all you absorb from the show is these people that had no other choice in life but to go out into the ocean and risk their life so that you can waste $60 at an Asian buffet for crab legs. And guess what? You don't even eat that many crab legs. Most people don't eat that much. I wonder what the waste ratio for crab legs is. Because I know a lot of people are fans of crab legs. I'm a huge fan. But I eat crab legs maybe twice a year. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. What, you're getting crab legs twice a week? Come on now. People don't do that. Let's see. Overfishing of crab. Let's see if that's a thing. Are we overfishing crab? Let's see. Overfishing is used here not to mean the illegal catching of crab, but as the technical term that describes when the rate of crab harvest exceeds the accepted science-based limit, 46% of the crab population. So does that mean we're doing that? That didn't tell me anything. Oh God, they got huge. Okay, so I guess this chart alone tells you this is the total crab population in the millions of crabs. In 1991 and 1994, 93, they reached their, one of their peaks at 800 million. And in 2008, they were as low as 250 million, maybe 300 million. That's a huge plummeting in the numbers of crab here, And who would have ever understood that maybe if you just, Jesus Christ, are there seagulls coming for me because I'm talking shit about the Deadliest Cat show? Crazy birds talking out here. But like, who would have understood the chaos and destruction that you could have with overfishing until you do it, I guess you don't notice these things, these patterns, unless you study it. Which, if you are catching crab, you should be studying these sort of things. But that definitely shows that there's been huge amounts of overfishing just in, the last 20 years, I bet fish numbers have gone down insanely. But then crabs, looks like they're being cut from 800 million down 500 million to 300 million. That's insane to be murdering. This is a genocidal attack on the crab world. Oh, but they keep falling for it. They're the ones walking in the cage, you know. You're not putting them in the cage, you're putting the cage there. So, am I victim blaming crab right now? Don't cancel me. Peter's gonna come. Peter gonna come here. Let's see. I'm still trying to research this. Hold on. Gotta make sure I get this right. Crab cost per pound. The average. Crab varies from $6 to $9 per pound. Let's call it $7. Oh wait, picked crab, no shells or guts, goes for about $20 per pound. So let's call it. Let's say a crab gives you 2 pounds of crab each, and there's 800 million. Let's just do 800 times 2 pounds. That's 1.6 billion pounds of crab. And then you multiply that times $20. That's a $32 billion industry with how much crab there used to be. And it's been cut way down by the overfishing. I guess this is just a woke podcast here. Save the crab. Whatever you do out there, don't support Publix. Don't support Publix's 2 pound for $10 crab deal, which is going on through the end of the month. Don't go support it. Which actually they just canceled Publix recently because someone affiliated with them donated to a Trump riot. I guess the one that ended up breaking into the Capitol. But it's like, what the hell does where I get my eggs? You know, what the hell does that have to do with that lady? She doesn't work for Publix, you know? Oh, I'm going to stop going to Publix and eating their delicious cake because some moron did something. It's like, I'm sorry, but people boycotting things for the wrong reasons. It's not like they're cutting up people in the back and serving them to you at the back of Publix. The local Publix did nothing wrong here. They were just working at the grocery store. That's really all they were doing. And all you're doing by boycotting is harming those people's jobs, which that's a whole other path you can go down. But yeah, I don't know. All that lady did, because the insurrection didn't work, nothing was overturned. All that lady did was waste $300,000, which, if anything, is philanthropy. Oh, I'm kidding. But I'm not. That money is now elsewhere. This is a rich person donating money, and you're just shaming it. Donating money for a wasted cause, though. Absolutely ridiculous what happened over there. But yeah, that doesn't mean I'm not going to go to Publix anymore. I went to Publix the day that news broke. And I was happy to do it because I love Publix. Publix is awesome. The amount of things that you can get there and only there at the quality that they provide. You know, yeah, you're going to pay an extra, $15 on your overall purchase, that when you go. That might be a possibility. But you get what you pay for and you're getting good service, high quality shit. And, It's 2 minutes down the road. What the hell am I supposed to do? Go to Walmart? Yeah, because the Walmart's 5 minutes down the road. Yeah, but it ain't the same. Walmart doesn't have anyone donating money out there. Why should I support them? Oh, I don't know. You can go to these stores. Like, this is the thing. If the moment you criticize a company for something, which is totally okay, like freedom of speech, say whatever you want. But you can't expect everyone to just boycott some shit that they've been doing forever just because it hurt your feelings what they did. Or maybe and they didn't, and this is the thing, Publix didn't even do anything. It's not like I saw this meme and it showed a Publix banner, like a Publix flag at the insurrection. Now, if that had been the case, if the insurrection was sponsored by Publix, then maybe it's time to start getting your cold cuts somewhere else. Maybe Boar's Head isn't worth it. Who knows? But that doesn't change anything. Like, there was no Publix flags. Publix wasn't endorsing this. Publix doesn't have, they stole the election printed at the bottom of their receipt. It's stupidity. People just want to find something to point their finger at and blame. And they pointed their finger at Publix because this stupid lady wasted her, threw out $300,000 for some stupid crap. And it's all ignorance, really. That's really all it was. And these people think that they stole the election, which who the hell knows? What happens if 10 years from now something gets leaked and it really does come out that they stole the election? Would that surprise you? It wouldn't surprise me. I would say I'm kind of like, well, I totally understand if they didn't, and it would make sense. Okay, they didn't steal the election and they won all fair and square. But part of me is also like, yeah, it would not surprise me one bit if they cheated. Who the hell cares? The machine does what it wants to do, man. Come on, man. We're not in charge here, man. It's the truth. It's nothing's gonna change. It's gonna take a lifetime for there to be some real change in the country, and nothing's gonna happen. Everyone's gonna keep pointing their fingers. Now that Trump's out of there, hopefully we start getting along a little bit better. Who knows if that was really it? I don't think it's gonna end here personally. It's a possibility. But yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen here. It's been a weird 2021 so far. Still not as crazy as 2020 just yet. Things can change though. Who knows? This might be one of those moments where everything goes to shit in like June or July, and then we're gonna be all like, oh, they had us in the first half, kind of thing. Where it's like, oh, I thought this year was gonna go well, and then we go to war or something in June. We go to war with Texas, We go to war there's some sort of civil war here or something. It's like, oh, we wanna secede. We don't want to be a part of this anymore. You need a passport to come to Texas now. That'll never happen, but who knows? If we are crazy enough to let the insurrection happen, why aren't we crazy enough to let Texas secede? Florida's like a whole other country apparently. I live here, so it's kind of like normal to me, but all you see on the internet is people shit on Florida. I absolutely love it. It makes me feel more relevant is living in a shitty state. The worst thing about middle of America countries, you hear this? Middle of America states is like a lot of them aren't even bad enough to make the news. They're just boring places where nothing happens, which I guess is peaceful, but it is boring. Like, no one's talking about Nebraska. There's no Nebraska man, but there is Florida man, you know? And he is real. There's some wild people here. I'm not going to say there isn't, but it doesn't feel crazy because when you're from somewhere, you know, you're just used to the madness that surrounds you. The animals here are absolutely crazy. And I don't mean like alligators and, you know, panthers. There was recently a video of panthers fighting each other. Like, you know, some crazy animals here for sure. But crazy animals, as in your old neighbor, is a crazy animal, you know? If you're listening to this, odds are you probably live in Florida, because I don't really expect people outside of my circle to be listening right now. But if you're not from Florida, tell me what you think about Florida. Do you think it really is a crazy place? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'd like to find out what you guys think. But I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. Actually, I just noticed a little story here that I think would be interesting to talk about. I hope you don't mind another 5 minutes of my bullshit. But we just deported a 95-year-old former Nazi concentration camp guard, which I guess it's a major victory for the the prosecutors. They're like, "Oh, we got another one. Looks like I can, I'm going to get paid this year." But Jesus, the guy's 95 years old. He didn't think he was going to get caught. I'm definitely for punishment. It's like, yeah, if you were a Nazi at the time, I guess you're going to pay for it at some point. But those people must have really thought that they got away with it. You know, a ton of people were, deported and extradited. Is that how you say it? I guess they're just calling it deported. The news cycle couldn't even spell the word. But yeah, imagine being 95 and like back when you were what? How long ago was he a guard? When he was like in his 20s or something? You know, you're in your 20s. You don't really know what the hell you're doing. I'm sure these Nazis had hate in their heart. You know, at some point it was pretty much inspired by misinformation. I don't think an entire population of people are just born evil. Hitler was definitely evil, and what he did was brainwash everyone, and this guy got sucked into it. Then he escaped somehow. He went to America, lived, I'm guessing, a fairly normal life after coming back. I wonder if he started off here, but it's like, you're 95. You're probably close to being on your deathbed. Your kids are, taking pictures of your hands, and then you're sent back like right before you're on your 67th breath. and then some FBI agent bursts through the damn door and handcuffs you, takes you straight out of there. Your family doesn't even know what the hell's going on. And then it's like, oh yeah, he's being sent back to Germany. It's like, what? What's going on with Uncle Stuart? What do you mean he's going to Germany? He's a Nazi. You understand? And then what? You're supposed to wake up right then and there and you're like, "Oh, he was a Nazi?" You're looking at your wife, This is your father-in-law. He was a Nazi and you didn't tell me? And she's like, he's been ashamed about it ever since. He never really told us about this sort of thing, and the whole family's going nuts. The old guys over here just like, what? I thought I was dying. And then next thing you know, he's in front of 67 world judges. They're about to prosecute him. They're going to hang him or whatever they're going to do. Maybe they'll gas him. They'll do some sort of crazy payback that way. I wonder what happens. I'm sure they just send him to prison. Let's see. What happens to Nazis deported to Germany? Let's take a look here. Federal police. Okay. It is unclear whether there will be a trial as German prosecutors dropped the case in 2020, citing a lack of evidence. Oh, wow. So they just defamed this man without a, you know, lack of evidence. And they're over here calling him a Nazi, deporting him. That's how anti-Nazi we are. It's like, oh, there might be some evidence. Well, we don't know if we're going to prosecute him. And it is 21. So we dropped the case last year. You don't really have to send him over here. And we're over here like, no, we will not be canceled for keeping this guy that might have been a Nazi at some point. And it's like, well, I guess send him on over. We'll throw him in the room, but his family ain't gonna know what happened. They're not gonna tell him the truth, you know. I'm just bullshitting here. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about at this point. Anyway, let me know what you think about Florida if you're not from Florida. I think things are pretty dandy here. Just kidding, it's a shithole. And I can't wait to leave, but compared to Nebraska, come on. Give me some slack here. Anyway, thanks for listening. Just talking mad shit here. Take care. Be safe. Stay warm, Texas. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.